new client in the house. This is Sparkle Sunshine. That's her stage name, right? She's never been groomed before. Owner wants to get rid of her problem area in her back end and has requested a service request that normally we only put onto a long haircut. That's was the original design of the Asian lion cut, but that's what she chose to get done for this little one, right? And it's not gonna look as pretty because she doesn't have that long, beautiful, long flowing hair to go back over the area we're going to shape down. But we're basically going to put a line cut in the back of her. The back legs are going to be put in a line cut. Whole back half of her, right? And then with the Asian line cut, a cat with long fur, all of that beautiful flow falls back over on top of the area that's shaved. Just doesn't have the same waterfall effect, beautiful effect as when you're doing a cat like this one. But c'est la vie. C'est la vie. I think this is her first grooming ever. She's a senior lady. She's a senior kitty. We may need to get a bed for her. A bed on standby, maybe. She couldn't be any sweeter. Oh, that's right. Her owner anticipated she might be a little stressed, especially with her being older. And so she treated her with GABA, which is what the title of that video means. PTG means pre-treatment of GABA, right? And that acts like a natural beta blocker for older cats. Okay, let's do the tail stop. Alright. Doing the full tail. Okay. How's everyone doing? Hello, Irina. How are you? This is Sparkle Sunshine. That's her stage name. What would your stage name be if you had one, Irina? Irina. Right now it's Irina Medvedev. Well, I like the Irina. There. Let's see if we can get her on her side. A little better leverage going. There. So the name Asian lion cut, originally I was looking for a lion that had the most fur, right? And what I discovered was a lion called the Asiatic lion, right? Apparently they had the most fur, right? So, and then we shortened that into the Asian. That's how we came up with the name of that service request, right? All right, so we got a back haunch area that's as thin as paper. So, using our safety clippers. To this day, there are groomers going around posting and being on their social media pages, still telling you that cat grooming is dangerous and don't try it at home and leave it to the professionals, and you don't even know that there's been a safety clipper available and on the market for owners to use on their cats, right? The link is in my profile. It's called a One Is All. One Is All has probably like 15 different types of clippers, but the one that's a safety clipper for cats is this one, the blue one, right? This is the one that I'm recommending. Alright, here we go. This is the Fuzzy Fix Blue Wave. Another really great clipper. Currently, or the last time I saw on Amazon, they were only selling for $99. How cool is that? The one that's on the link in my bio is like almost $200, but it comes with the comb attachments. But comb attachments shouldn't be like $100. They're usually only like $60 for the full set of comb attachments, right? And they're the really nice ones. The metal combs, not the cheap plastic ones, right? But if I can find the link for that $100 Blue Wave clipper on Amazon, I'll probably just change it out and put that link up instead, right? Yeah, that's what I'll do. This is where the bed would come in handy, because it positions the cat on their back, exposes their belly a little bit better. So how's everyone doing in YouTube land? How's everyone doing? All 28 of you so far. This is Lady Sparkle Sunshine. And there's someone at the door. We're about to check out another little princess. I'm going to turn the sound off. We'll be right back. Sorry, the checkouts are a little bit longer than usual because it's the holidays. Everyone's giving their merry wishes and all of that good stuff. So these checkouts are taking a little bit longer than usual. Sorry about that. Alright, here we go. This is my favorite comb, which is called the piano. If you look at the design of it, you can understand why it's called a piano, right? So, anywho, let's get all of any little fuzz bunnies that are still trapped in her coat out. Wow. Up we go. What's happening with your belly? Get a little grooming spray going. We use the pink pawpaw. I buy that by the gallon. It's more of a finishing spray. But this is my litmus test for this coat prior to the bath, right? Wow. She's like putty in my hands. She's on a pre-treatment of GABA from her owner. So she's just like la 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 la. She don't care. Here, get you a little closer to where you can see this. There. She's like la la. La la la. There, let's try it that way. There we go. It's two skulls. How you doing? It's two skulls. Alright, this little one. I think it's her first time ever being groomed. I think when cats start to reach a certain age, their coat starts to fail them, right? And it starts to turn. So that's how you can go through life with a cat who never needed a grooming until they reached a certain age, and then all of a sudden it's a thing and you need help, right? So that's can happen to some kinds of cats and their coat types, right? I don't know her exact age, but if I had to guess, I would say she's 13. How late? We just started. I mean, it only takes... Hey, cat. How are ya? Only takes about 10 minutes to put a cat into a prep. And then we have to check out a client. So that's all you missed. Alright, let's get her into the tub. Waka waka. She's such a sweet little thing. She really is. So, here, let's get her up there. I'm going to take that off. And let's start with a degreasing product. One for her head and mane. She's a GABA baby. And a princess. Yeah. And her stage name is Lady Sparkles Glitter. What did I say her stage name was? Lady Sparkle Glitter. We actually have a client whose name is Lady Sparkle Glitter, so someone's already got that name. She's like, really? Yeah. So How about if we come up with something else? How about if we come up with something else for you? She said, I want that one. All right, well then we gotta change it around. So instead of lady, let's say little glitter sparkle. She's like, I like that. Because I am little. What about the lady part? I like that. Well, it's already taken. How about queen? Well, you're not a queen. You're a princess temperament. Then princess glitter sparkle. There you have it. There's your new stage name. Princess sparkle glitter sparkle. She's like, yeah. I want that in lights. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Wow. Let that marinate for a little bit. Alright. You can see how oily her coat is. So she's going to need a little hot groomer scoop treatment. Not hot, it's like warm. And then get that going. That way it doesn't make the cat uncomfortable when you heat it up. Right? I have heat sensitive fibromyalgia. So I have to keep my salon at a certain temperature. But the grooming stations are all kept nice and warm, right? Different heaters and things like that. The salon itself, I usually try to keep that at 68 degrees, which is a little too cold for things like groomer scoop to be going on to cats, so we heat those up, right? I use a little heater. It's like a refrigerator that has an option of cooling or warming, right? I'll show you what that looks like. Wow. Did we do this one? She's like, no, I think you missed it. Alright. There we go. Cute little paws. There. There, we'll let all of that marinate. She's like, marinate? Okay, let's let all of that process. She's like, that's better. We're not that kind of channel. We're not that kind of country. No. Okay. There. Alright, this is what it looks like. That little tiny, you see it? Yeah, right there. You have the option of heating or cooling. Waka waka. There. 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 Remember when we first met and I was talking to you about my friend who has 2 cats? She has been watching your videos and taking notes and just loves you to... Oh, really? That's awesome. That is so awesome, Two Skulls. Like I said, we're just going to go straight to the people. Pet industry is not interested in what I have to say. Yeah. They're just going to do what they usually do, which is the 3 monkeys. Like I don't exist. Yeah. Yeah, and they're all going to just do their own thing anyway. You know, that way the cat groomer who charges you an extra $200 on top of the lion cut, you know, because your cat's aggressive, yeah, she'll continue to keep charging that because, you know, now that I'm kind of out of the picture on a certain other format, I don't think I'll ever go back to Tiki for the lives, or not anytime soon. Put it this way, 4.5 years of trying to educate and talk to the public on another app, creating a following, 200,000 followers, and then some pirate, not Tiki, but a pirate, came in, snatched my account, and then wiped it, right? So that they literally erased me, right? And all of my content, everything's gone, right? Do you know how many people I received a condolence from for that? I was a victim, right? Do you know how many people I got a condolence from out of 200,000 followers? Two. Two people. That's when I realized they don't give a shit. Nobody does. All I was a number. When I was teaching and talking about cat grooming, and I was making my way into the pet grooming industry, all they looked at was my number, how many followers I had, right? That's all they cared about, right? Now that I'm erased, I'm nothing, I'm nobody. But for the people who truly want to learn, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for it for people who truly want to learn and educate themselves on how to make sure that all cats are groomed at low stress levels, how to receive what? High quality at low stress levels. That's it. That's what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing. For some reason, I can't hear you in my ear anymore. Something got disconnected. Sometimes my cat will walk over the laptop. Yep, he's up and about. I think he just turned the sound app off. It tells me what you're saying. Well, why doesn't she just learn how to groom her cats herself? That's, you know, I mean, you have all of the information you need right at your fingertips. And most groomers who advertise cat grooming have no actual training for it, so why not just learn how to do it yourself? You're probably going to be better off. Your cat's going to be better off, right? Because, you know, your friend cares about her cat's stress and stress levels, whereas a groomer is trained to get the cat done. If they have cat grooming training, that's what they were trained to do, to get the cat done, regardless of what the cat has to say about it. You don't believe me? Try watching a few cat groomers who actually go live. You'll see for yourself, because they'll literally throw it right in your face, exactly what's happening, right? And they're proud because they're good little soldiers. And it's not about the cat, it's about them and what they can do, right? It's not about what they can do for the cat, it's about how they can do, what they can do to make them look like what is referred to as a badass cat groomer is what they call, that's what they're called, right? Little trained soldiers. The difference is you groom a cat kicking and screaming, the public will lose their mind and scream animal abuse. The cat grooming industry will pat you on the back and say, good job. That's one of the main differences, right? Yeah. So, they haven't grasped the concept of fear-free and how it applies to cat grooming. Do you think they ever will? I don't know. Do you think they care? I don't know. Are there some groomers out there who do? Yeah. Yeah. But the percentage of people groomers who actually care about what happens to your cat, when you think about it, a lot of these dog groomers can't finish the cat grooming. They'll get started on it, but then they can't finish the grooming, right? They just don't have the training or the techniques. And they'll just turn around and say, well, the cat's too stressed out. Yet, you know, GABA's been around for 20 years. The words out of their mouth to talk about a pre-treatment like GABA, it just doesn't happen. Because it's just not enough training or education, right? So, when you go onto a website, when you're looking for a groomer, if that groomer has any kind of cat grooming training, they're going to brag about it, they're going to boast about it, they're going to put it on their website and say, I got my training from this organization, or from here, right? When you don't see that, that means they never received any further education in cat grooming. Because when they go to learn about grooming, it's 99.9% about dog grooming and breed standards and things like that, right? And then they go on to advertise cat grooming. It starts off with one of the dog clients bringing in one of their cats and saying, could you do something with my cat? It starts off that way. And then next thing you know, they start advertising it. Does that mean they have any training? No. Is that a problem? Of course it is a problem. It's a major problem. Because half the time you're paying a high quality price, the price tag attached to is a low quality, right? Low quality groom at high stress for the cat, and then they're charging a high price. They're not even getting the cat groomed, and they're charging you full price for the service. It's pretty pathetic what's happening in the pet industry. But, you know, nobody knows any better, so they get away with it. That's what's happening. If people understood, you know, what cat grooming is supposed to be like, you know, and that you have options. There's options for how to keep your cat at low stress levels. Do you know, I just heard the other day that the big corporate grooming facilities are forcing you to sign a waiver stating that you did not pre-treat your cat with anything. They are demanding that you sign a waiver that you did not pre-treat your cat with anything. I'm sorry, wait, what? What? And that includes GABA, right? What? Can we make it make sense? It's never going to make any sense. Well, unless you can see it, unless that groomer is going to allow you to watch a video, a live stream, then, you know, what do you think we're doing with this live stream? What do you think the original idea was to go live and create a live streaming platform? It was so that the owners could watch and see for themselves what's happening with their cats. The entire link, the mainline.live, which I call my live streaming platform, is all about the stress levels of cats. Everything on that link is to help you with the stress levels of your cat, right? Including the links to fear-free pets and fear-free happy homes, the pre-treatment guide for the 2 pre-treatments that we recommend when a cat is at certain stress levels. 1 out of 4 of our clients, their owners are pre-treating, 1 out of 4. 75% of the time the cat is just groomed under just regular cat grooming techniques. You know, I have over 100 in my repertoire, right? You need more than just one technique to learn how to groom all cats at low stress levels. Most groomers only have one technique, which is to scruff the cat. That doesn't necessarily keep a cat calm, people, right? And in some cases, it's just going to backfire in your face if you try to scrub that cat, right? So, it's a hot mess, people. Cat owners just need to realize that there's really, like this owner, she never had her cat groomed before, but she knew about GABA. How did she ensure that her cat, her older senior cat, received a low stress grooming? She asked her vet for the GABA. Yet you got those high corporate facilities demanding that you sign a waiver saying you did not pre-treat your cat. Make it make sense, people. Just make it make sense, right? You, the cat owner, are the only one that can make it make sense, right? Do not rely on the pet industry to make it make sense, because it doesn't, right? Even if you went to a certified groomer in cat grooming with all the bells and whistles. They didn't receive any training for low stress grooming. They were trained in get her done cat grooming. How to get the cat groomed. One certain organization. There's plenty of other ones. I've been following one cat groomer. I asked her, where did you get your training from? She posted 2 organizations that I'd never even heard of before. And the reason why I asked was because each time I watch her to try to look at the techniques that she's using for grooming cats, the one thing that keeps coming up over and over again is that she just can't seem to get the cat groomed or finished, right? So she has the certificate, she's no longer a student, she knows how to groom cats now. Well, that's weird because every post you've done so far, you can't complete the cat grooming. Hello, right? So, it is what it is. And it's so simple and easy once you understand how to work with the pre-treatment of the GABA, because what that does is temporarily turns your cat into a dog for the next couple of hours, right? So it doesn't matter how bad that cat is. Bad is the word that's thrown around loosely. How stressed the cat is, whether it be high irritability or high, fight or flight, or both panic or aggression. You learn how to work with the GABA pre-treatment guide with our 8-year case study, which shares with you on that link, the mainline.live. Yeah. Once you learn how to work with that, it's easy. You literally just temporarily turn your cat into a dog, and any cat can be groomed at low stress levels. But again, the pet industry just wants to do the 3 monkeys. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Like it doesn't exist, right? Let's just live in our own little make-believe world and not allow someone like me to come along and say, excuse me, wake up, bitches. No. 2 skulls. What do you mean? No. You got a fireplace? Jesus. It's too cold. In this area, it dropped 20 degrees overnight, right? Now is not the time for your furnace to be messing about. Jesus. Jesus, man, Joseph. Now what? They got emergency services for that. Might cost you. Maybe your homeowners will cover it. You can get your homeowners jumping jellyfish. There should be an emergency number on the furnace of who to call, right? Oh, Jesus. Are you living in an area that got really cold, like what happened in our area? It dropped like 20 degrees overnight. Alright, so what we're doing is we are doing the first lather, degreasing. Even though we used a degreasing treatment, degreaser, you can't just rely on that to do all the work, right? It's going to get it started, but you still need to do a really good degreasing shampoo, right? And if you do it right, her coat should be nice and squeaky clean, right? Almost like creating a blank slate, so that you can pick and choose what you want to use as your final finishing shampoo. She's just the perfect little princess. Princess Glitter Sparkle. Yeah. She's like, that's my name. Don't wear it out. Really? You getting too big for your britches already? After just one bath? She's like, yeah. Talk to the pug. Talk to the pug. Ow. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Mm-hmm. Ow. Alright. Sometimes screw that up. Did you get it? Yeah, we got it. Alright, let's do this. Wham. Wham. Alright, so that's a blank slate. It's been degreased. Nice, squeaky clean coat. Ready for the final finishing shampoo. We're going to work with the one that I've decided to pick for her is called Volume by Chris Christensen. Beautiful, beautiful shampoo. And then I usually combine, oh, she's having a hard time balancing because gabapentin and happy hoodies, sometimes you can't mix, you know, because their balance is a little off. My cat walked over the keyboard and turned off my sound, so I don't have the ability to hear. It looks too tight on her. No, it's not tight. She's a small little princess, so it's supposed to have a little bit of compression on it. That's how it works, right? It's one of the ways that it works. What was I saying? Oh, Volume shampoo with a little bit of this added to it. That's the Thick and Thicker Protein Treatment by Chris Christensen. Beautiful, beautiful product, which also volumizes the the coat of the cat, right? Yeah. Yipper. A lot of the Chris Christensen products and Le Pooch products and the what else are both for cats and dogs, right? Pretty much all of them. I can take this off so she's no longer having a balancing issue. She's like, that's much better. I couldn't balance. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You did it. So, she's going to be nice and glorious, right? Learning the bathing process on how to get that coat nice and clean. It's like riding a bike, and once you learn it, you don't forget it, right? Once you learn it, you don't forget it. Wee-hee. All right, let's get this part. Perfect little princess. Rinse and rinse. Wee-hee. We'll give her a double towel wrap. Do a set it and forget it on her coat, and then put her in the dryer box for a little bit. There we go. Oh, I thought you said it was too tight on her. Whoopsies. Yeah. That works. There we go. Whee! Waka waka. Get that part done. She really is having the perfect groom. And she is the perfect princess cat. Yes. We're using a combination of a pre-treatment and techniques, right? The owner was smart enough, even though she's never been here before. Somehow she knew to protect her cat with the use of the GABA prior to coming in. Something I would highly recommend for anyone who has a senior cat, because it acts like a beta blocker, right? It'll help protect their heart. and any stress-related issues, right? Blood pressure, it'll help protect that. Yipper. Yeah. You ready? Steady. Here we go. You gotta get under here. Good girl. You did it. You did it. I can still feel the shampoo in her coat. That's why I'm still rinsing. Yep. We did it. We did it. Waka waka. Good girl. Got it. Hold it. And then let's wrap her up in a towel, and then I'll go see if I can fix whatever happened to the sound. Waka. Up we go. There. We did it, Ma. We did it. Yay. Good girl. Could it have been a more perfect bath for her? Well, I don't know. You tell me. So how many people do you think are watching right now who think, I could have done it better? Okay, well, you know where we are. I can challenge you. We do a couple of TikTok challenges. Yeah, you want to challenge how you groom the cat versus how I groom the cat, right? Problem is, you're going to have to charge for the service because we're in a cat grooming salon, right? So, just because you wash the cat doesn't mean you can charge for it if the quality is just not there. You know, that would be the right etiquette, ethical thing to do. Doesn't stop a lot of groomers from doing that, though. They get the cat done, there is no quality to the groom. Doesn't stop them from charging the price through the nose until you bleed with the prices that they come up with, right? Yeah, crazy. You could say cat grooming is like the newest gold rush, right? You could say that for a lot of people. A lot of people seeing cat grooming come onto the scene. Who were the first to come on board? The vet techs, who were getting overpaid, overworked, underpaid and overworked and stressed. They saw the writing on the wall. So a lot of vet techs were coming on board. The problem with that is that vet techs had to learn to disassociate, right? Which is a dangerous thing when you're grooming cats, right? Yeah, not good. Disassociating what's happening with the animal, right? Not good, people. Anyway, let's see about my sound. Go see if this is still working. No, that was on the whole time. I don't know where my sound is, people. Sorry. My cat walks over the laptop. He sits over there, right? He sits over there, and my laptop's right there. And then he just walks right over it. So I gotta keep it open to do the sound out so I can hear what you guys are saying. Alright, so let's try it again. See what happened? Did you disconnect me? You hit the airplane mode. He hit the airplane mode. How did you manage to do that? You silly goat. How did you do that? He's like, I don't know. Alright, when he walked over the laptop, he hit airplane mode. So, silly goat. Silly goat. Sam, Kimberly wants to know, do you have gel nail polish on? Nope, it's not gel. I don't like gel, right? Because with gel you can't take gel on and off yourself, right? This is just a regular manicure. Anyway, what's great about getting it, because you can, I get to bring my own polish so that I can touch it up in between pedicures. Did I say pedicures? I did, didn't I? So this salon allows me, because you can't, apparently you can't go to a nail salon and just pick whatever, buy whatever color you want and bring it with you. Or you can't buy it and take it home with you, right? But you can bring in your own color so that you can do touch-ups in between, right? And so that's what I do. I bring my own color in with me, and then once a week I get a really excellent, because of the work that I do, I need some of my muscles. The nail salon offers like a free massage afterwards around your neck and muscle area. And it's just absolutely amazing. I don't know whether I go there to get my nails done or if I'm going to get that massage, which is technically free, but I do give her a really nice tip. Saves me having to go somewhere else, right? Have you ever had a chair massage? So everything that you can get done in a chair, right? Neck, arms, shoulders, that sort of thing. All right, we're doing the set it and forget it, which is to put a comb through the coat so that all of those problem areas are gone, right? And you're not drawing any tangles. You're taking care of any tangles that are in the coat, and you're not allowing the tangles to dry, right? Capiche? 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 Are we there yet? What brand? You talking about the nail polish? Or are you talking about something else? There we go. Waka waka. Almost there. Almost there. This step is skipped by most trained cat groomers. They'll usually just blow the coat out and then do this at the very end. The reason why I showed this step is because a lot of people don't have all of the equipment needed to, they could get it. It's very easy to get a dryer. 80 bucks. The dryer that you would need to run an entire cat grooming salon is literally 80 bucks. Called a Salon dryer. You get it on Amazon, right? It's that one right there. It comes in pink or blue. Can you see it? Yeah, that's all you need to blow out your cat's coat. When you blow out your cat's coat when they're wet, it acts like a brush and a comb out. It's like brushing and combing your cat's coat out, right? But with air, right? So they're going to skip this step. I'm showing this step because we have a bunch of homeowners that watch, right? So learning how to dry your cat at home after a bath. There. That's your $700 option, drying option, which you can get the same exact, I'll show you in 1 second. Let me just turn this on. These dryers are expensive, people. And not all of them are the same. And some of them you probably want to stay away from, right? This dryer box is actually safer than the one that I had before. I was planning on getting the other one that broke that I had before, but the owner never returned my messaging. right? So I'm like, I'll just use my backup one. So that's been sitting in a box, ready to get started, right? And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. You can't get massages? Oh my God. Really? That's crazy. That's cray-cray. Really? Wow. Alright. So, that's the low and slow drying technique. $700 version, right? One way you could work around, get the same exact drying option is to get an open crate. The smaller the better. And make your own do-it-yourself stand dryer. That's the do-it-yourself stand-up dryer. You just go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get yourself an electric contractor clamp light. Get rid of the cord, turn it upside down, get the wide base one, and then throw a Conair dryer on it. And now you have a stand dryer. Right? Yeah. So it's easy, and that'll set you back $15. Conair, I don't know. I always say Conair because their frequency that they make when they make their dryers is a low frequency. It's not like this high-pitched screaming hair dryer. See how low it is? Right. So that means it's more successful for working with cats. So, anywho, she's like, this feels good. Yeah, I know. Her eyes are very serious. Someone said she had very serious eyes. Very seriously green eyes. Very seriously beautiful green eyes. Hi Vera, Vera. How are you? Hi Kim. And Tira. And Teresa. Hola, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Alright. We're going to give her a few minutes in there and then we're going to take her out. Now is when I usually do Q&A. But a lot of people come here now to, I don't know, they're just here to watch, right? But if you have any questions, now would be the time. Up we go. While I clean up. I should be able to hear you if I walk away. Because I still have my ear set in. So I'll still be able to hear what you have to say. Here, I thought I was going to be able to hear anything that was happening. So the M word means, in reference to that drying box, anyone who chooses to use that word and think it's a joke, you will be banished forever from our page because we don't think it's funny. Right? And Cheese goes, we remember we gotta come up with the more G-rated version. We gotta tamp it down a little. So that would have been the perfect time to use the twat word. I'm assuming that twat is harmless in this country. I'm not sure what it means in the UK. I'm hoping it doesn't mean anything bad, but yeah. So the code would be, there we are then, right? There we are then. Another twat has come to join our life. All right. She's almost fluffed, so let's take her out. We've got someone who's going to drop off. Doggone it. You can't get away with nothing, right? Yeah, we're playing whack-a-mole. Whack-a-troll. We're playing whack-a-troll here, people. Yes, you're getting there. That's perfect. Perfect. Thanks for the first service that you give the cats. Thank you. You're very welcome, Marcus. Is anybody... Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I'm not that complacent. I wouldn't just offer a live streaming platform so that owners could watch their cat being groomed and then turn around and be cruel to that cat, because, we're not doing that. That's just your interpretation of, the space between your two ears, right? And the perspective that you've gained in your 12 years of life, right? So, who did you report it to? Would it be the head of the SPCA who brings her cat to me? Or would it be, I don't know, the person who works over at the Montgomery SPCA? Oh no, she brings her cat to me too. That's right. You report it to the police? Oh, well, some of the officers, they bring their cats to me as well. So who did you report it to? Your mother? Did you report it to your mother? Yes. So I'm just curious. There is a groomer who has been out of control on YouTube, grooming and terrorizing cats for over 10 years now. And she has brainwashed her clients into thinking that is how cats get groomed. And the reason why she can't be shut down is because there's a special pass given to TikTok content creators who create an educational platform. I didn't know that her platform was educational because she has no training in cat grooming. So I don't understand how it would be deemed an educational platform when she has no training and all she does is shows posts of cats being terrorized with the assistance of their owner. The brainwashing is so pathetic. She literally has half the time has the owners in there helping her terrorize their cat. And how she's managed to get a free pass for that, I'm not really sure. The difference between that account and this account is that we actually have training. The syllabus that we bought from the NCGI has the 2010 stamped on it. So that would be what, 15 years now? Yeah. And there's plenty of other organizations, including TICA and CFA, that we have trained under, some of their show cat handlers, right? As well as the salon itself. The cat themselves teach us as well. So many different ways to learn, right? So anyway, somehow this girl slipped through the cracks because it's not an educational platform. How can you teach about something you have no training in, right? Well, she's teaching how to not do. She's teaching how you don't groom a cat is what she's teaching. So does that count? She's teaching the world what not to do. I don't know. Honey needs a dryer, but honey is nice and warm and 2 skulls. That was perfect. Well, you're very good at that.
Wow. Just wow.
You're a quick learner, 2 skulls. Like, that was, dang. That was really good. Hey Grinch, this is Princess Glitter Sparkle. That's her stage name. Alright, we just gotta fluff her out. Send her on a merry way home. I didn't want to get that started because there's supposed to be someone at the door. There they are. Alright, I didn't hear the doorbell, so be right back. We're back. Sorry about that. Alright, Lady Princess Glitter Sparkle is ready. She's like, I am? Yes. I'm ready for the big time? Yes. I'm ready to hit Broadway? Yes. Alright. There we go. How'd you go? She's like, I'm still wet. Yeah, I know. That dryer doesn't do everything. She may not be able to handle the blowout is the problem because she's so small and fragile. But we got to get her caught up. Her owner's probably just like circling the shopping center right now. So let's just get something a little stronger to fluff her out, right? You ready, steady, here we go. You ready, steady, here we go. We're doing it. Wow, you've been working hard, Two Skulls. Thank you. Snap, crackle, and pop. Holy moly. Thank you. I think I just bring out the best in people. Right? I just bring out the best in people. The irony of it all. I was just watching Cat Groomer go live today, actually. She hadn't been live for a while, right? But, you know, she's got all the certificates on the wall. She's got her lipstick on. She's got her perfect outfits on. You know, her hair is in perfect whatever. But what was happening in her salon? A goddamn shitstorm, right? But the only reason why the feed was so good and everyone was so nice is because sugarcoating. Learning the art of sugarcoating shit, right? I'm the complete opposite. I'm not coming with all the bells and whistles. Hell, I don't even show my face. I let the quality of the grooming speak for itself, right? And when that apparently is not enough to keep the wolves at bay, right? So, claws out, people. But with a twist. We can't hurt them. We have to, like, tone it down a little. You gotta tamp it down. As much as you'd like to, we can't. We can't hurt them. There's this thing called, you know, something guidelines. Oh, whoops. Right? Yeah, it was a holy shitstorm. God almighty. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the girl. but it was a goddamn shitstorm. And the things that I was seeing and the things that were being said, yeah. Don't worry. In time, she'll get her shit together. Just not today. Right? She'll get her shit together. It's just not going to happen today. Alright, there you have it. All done. Princess Glitter Sparkle is done. Right? And she was done with the use of a pre-treatment by the owner who anticipated she was going to be a little nervous. And it was to protect her blood pressure, all of the old age stuff, right? Protect all of that. We've gone this long without having to use a bed, so just take it all the way, I guess. But ideally, a little pet bed, little pet pillow, it's going to work for little old ladies, right? Yeah, mine are in the wash, so we need more pet beds. Yeah. I mean, I could give you examples of everything I witnessed, right? But I don't think we'll go there. Everything that I saw that was going over everyone else's heads, right? Because what other people see is lipstick and beautiful outfits and a beautiful aesthetics and beautiful mannerism, right? So it sugarcoats the shitstorm that was taking place in the salon, right? Sugarcoats all of it. Here is pretty much gold standard, high quality cat grooming at low stress levels, but yet we're not trying to sugarcoat anything. We're not trying to make excuses for why the cat's doing this or why we couldn't do that, right? We're not coming up with excuses here, right? But yet somehow we have this feral community, right? And just an utter lack of disrespect, right? For what? So I didn't paint myself up and act like a proper lady, right? Yeah. See how easy it is? It's a lot like newscast people. Put them in lipstick, hair, and nice outfit, let them report the news, and you'll believe anything they say, right? It's kind of like that. Versus the true news bearers, who are podcasters, who might show up in their podcast in a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, right? But they don't get the same respect. Yet they're reporting the actual news, the real news, but they don't get any respect for it. It's kind of like that. Anyway, say goodbye to this little lady. Princess Glitter, is that what we said? Princess Glitter Sparkles? Is that your true stage name? She's like, yeah, watch for me and my name in the lights, baby. I'm gonna be the next biggest thing. You better watch it, Zendaya. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Zendaya. Say goodbye. All the best. We'll see you next time. And thank you for working so hard. I've got a good question. Have you ever groomed cats that go to cat shows? Yes, but it was in household. He wasn't a breeder. He was, he was doing the household section. So, and so he needed help. He wasn't part of the cat show. He doesn't, breed cats. He doesn't, so I did that. And he won twice in a row, right? Maine Coon cat. Cat show cats do not get groomed by the groomers. They get groomed by their pet owners, right? So here you have it, pet owners learning how to groom a cat to show quality standards, right? By the owner. The caveat is that the owners are probably also breeders of the cat, right? And so if they're going to the shows, they're breeding for good temperament. So they're grooming cats that have a beautiful temperament, right? Here's the thing, folks. Not every cat is going to have a beautiful temperament, hence enter cat groomers, right? So back in the day, cat groomers groomed all of the cats who weren't at perfect temperament, was the basic need for a lot of cat grooming. There were certain cats that had a beautiful, magical, what I call magic bubble temperament. That was a bonus to be able to groom cats like that, but hence the need for cat groomers for cats you cannot groom otherwise, you know, because back in the day, every cat was being groomed through sedate grooming at vets' offices, right? To this day, there's countries out there that's the only way you can get that cat groomed is by going to a vet and getting a sedate grooming. Still to this day in certain countries, right? So, what you can do, what you have been able to do for the last 20 years, is temporarily turn your cat into a beautiful temperament cat for low stress grooming with the use of GABA, which surfaced around 2017. So, the cat show cats, not all of them, but most of them are very easy to groom and blow out. They're used to it. And the owners are usually cat breeders as well, and they're breeding for good temperament. So, what's happening in the real world is that you may not have the most perfect temperament cat, right? And that's going to be a problem for you trying to get your cat groomed. That's the biggest issue, right? But it's a moot point because GABA can make any cat turn into the most perfect cat, right? But again, let's do the three monkeys. I see nothing, I hear nothing, I speak nothing. You got the entire pet industry playing the three monkey game regarding the use of GABA for no other reason than a lot of it is just sheer ignorance. And in some cases, there's certain organizations in the pet grooming industry that don't want you knowing about how to pre-treat your cat. How the big corporate facilities that offer grooming, they are putting a waiver in front of you and demanding that you sign it saying that you did not give your cat any kind of a pre-treatment. And one of those big corporate organizations is a vet-related organization. They are connected to a veterinarian facility. How is it you have a veterinarian facility / grooming facility demanding that you do not pre-treat your cat? When across the board, across the country, thousands of vets know and are recommending the use of GABA for low stress grooming. Veterinarians have a problem with grooming, right? Because of how much it's going to stress the cat out. That's their main issue with cats being groomed. And they'll try and talk you out of it for no other reason than they want you to not terrorize and stress your cat out because they know what's going on, right? So there is a method to a lot of vets' madness when it comes to talking you out of getting your cat groomed. When they find a reputable cat groomer that is keeping their clients at low stress levels, they will then do a 180 and recommend that groomer to their clients, right? Because they know that they're keeping an eye on their stress levels, right? It's a menagerie. It's a menagerie of different interlocking circles and groups and whatnot. But as a whole, the pet industry sucks when it comes to cat grooming, and you're better off just learning how to do it yourself, right? Yeah. Period. Hands down. Anyway, say goodbye to Princess Glitter Sparkles. She's gonna go home, sleep in her home, sleep in her mommy's bed. She's purring. And she's gonna have a good rest of her Christmas holidays, right? And we'll see you next time. See you, Catwoman. See you, Grinch. We should have a sign off. I'll have to work on that one, but for now we'll do this. Bye-bye. Two skulls. All the best. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.